This video presentation is a continuation of yesterday, where we learned how to find the quadratic equation given the solutions. Now we're going to look at what happens when they're fractions. It's the same as yesterday, but added one more step, I guess. First of all, refreshing our mind from yesterday, we had the equation was equal to x squared minus the sum of our roots, or solutions, times x, plus the product. And I don't think I emphasized the following. Equals 0. We're finding an equation. Common mistake is to forget to actually write an equation. All right? It's equal to 0. Don't forget this. Very, very important. All right. Find the quadratic equation. All right. We want to find the quadratic equation that has solutions of the following: 2/3 and 1/2. All right. The sum, we need a common denominator. 2/3 plus 1/2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Common denominator is 6. We get 4 plus 3 over 6, or 7/6. The product, much easier. Product is 2/3 times 1/2. Remember, a lot of you don't do this, and you make your life a little bit harder. Remember, when we multiply fractions, we can always cancel between the numerator and denominator, and we get 1/3. It's a good practice. In this particular problem, this didn't help us, but it's a good practice to have. Now we have x squared minus the sum of the roots plus the product equals 0. And don't forget the 0. All right, now we're not done. There's one last step. We don't want to see fractions in the answer. We want it in standard form. So we kill the fractions like we have all year. We multiply by the least common denominator, which is 6, and we get 6x squared minus 7x plus 2 equals 0. We just distribute the 6. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. And we're done. That's it. It's really the exact same as yesterday, except at the end, we kill the fractions. All right, let's look at one more example with irrational numbers. Our solutions are 2 plus or minus 3 radical 2 over 4. All right, the sum is we have 2/4, well, 2 plus or minus 3 radical 2, I don't want to write it that way. 2 plus 3 radical 2 over 4 plus 2 minus 3 radical 2 over 4. We have a common denominator, so we end up with this irrational part and this irrational part cancel, and 2 plus 2 is 4 over 4 is 1. Remember, when you add fractions, the denominator stays the same. The product, we have 2 plus 3 radical 2 times 2 minus 3 radical 2. And we multiply the denominators, 4 times 4. So that product then turns out to be, when we multiply, 2 times 2 is 4, minus 6 radical 2, plus 6 radical 2, those always cancel. And then we end up with 3 times 3, 9. Radical 2 times radical 2 is 2 over 16. Or, and we're almost done, 4 minus 18 over 16, or negative 14 sixteenths, which reduces to negative 7/8. Always reduce. All right, our equation, x squared minus the sum. And our sum, remember, was 1. So minus 1x, or x, plus the product, negative 7/8, minus 7/8, equals 0. Multiply by the least common denominator, in this case it's 8, and we have 8x squared minus 8x minus 7 equals 0, and we're done. All right, that's it. Don't be afraid of the fractions. Truly, it's not a big deal. You just have to know how to add and subtract. I mean, add and multiply. All right, talk to you later. Have a great day.